I do want to say, I don't necessarily think this is top esports being inconsistent. I think you take a lot of the top esports positives with their negatives of, you know, this over-aggression or sometimes making these really crazy decisions.
Well, so I like that as well, and that's why I also pose a question to you, because I know you're going to give me a gorgeous answer. So thank you to start us off for Game 3. We go on to pick bans, folks. A little bit different. Remember, Top Esports, they started the series on blue side, and that's where they'll start here in Game 3. The Nocturne ban is the first thing that stands in my path of questioning.
I mean, right, it's the same ban as Game 1. I think they don't want to let it come out either for SOFM or as a counter pick in one of those solo lanes. It's, you know, decent into certain mid lane matchups like the Twisted Fate. You can take it as an answer. So Top Esports taking that flex off the table. They are going to change one ban, though, because Game 1 they banned the Seraphine. They are changing it to the Jinx. Suning as well, not going to let Top Esports get that first pick Thresh, which is going to open up Top Esports to take away the Hecarim from SOFM.
No teams on red side find it worth banning. They say, all right, have the first pick. Now for Suning, they're on the opposite angles, so AD carry support, or maybe going towards something like the Volibear. But again, SOFM, you know, a bit of a wild card himself. So let's find out what they decide to prioritize.
I'll be honest, I really like the Varus pick. I think you can even go towards Varus in the Tahm Kench yourself. There's really no lane that TS can pick that's meta that's good against it. Sure, that does open up certain things like maybe like a Karma bot lane, a Yuumi Bard. There's a lot of Enchanter picks, but that's not what we've known Draw to play this split, right? He's been a lot more of a tank player, engaged, looking for a lot of those picks going into the enemy team. So far, I'm pretty happy with what Suning are picking up.
Ooh, okay, but we do get the Animal Kingdom. So far, 3 for 3 here. The bear launches in. This is something that has been banned at least once in this series, so seeing SOFM on the Udyr again means we do get the chance for fun items to come out as well. Remember, he's the one who picked up the Iceborne Gauntlet, rather, Frostfire Gauntlet on the Udyr, so expect the unexpected.
Now it's about what do TS take away. Again, traditionally, the first rotation is all about jungle and bot side. They're going to pick up the Varus, maybe saying, hey, we know that Suning probably want to take that one away themselves. There are other options you go with the Tahm Kench, right? The Aphelios is still there. The Senna, if they want to run what TS did in Game 1. But at the same time, Huanfeng, not known as much of a Senna player, did only pick it up once this split. But when you have this Tahm Kench lane, to me, it just signals, hey, we're going to neutralize bot lane. We're going to play more up towards our top side. We're going to save counter pick for bid.
Feels like if we go Varus here, it's like Huanfeng said, well, Jackie Love, game number 2. You wanted to pick the Senna, and I was on the Varus. We're going to swap angles. And Huanfeng looking at this option, I truly wonder if it's going to get locked in though, because Huanfeng has been a great AD carry on these hyper carries, right? Both of them on the Aphelios. We talked about his Jinx, so we are going to get the Aphelios in the end.
That's the thing, right? Is Huanfeng throughout his career has not been much of a Varus player. We looked at it the other day. He had 310 games and had only played 11. Now we're up to like 314. He's played maybe 12. So gonna go back to what's more comfortable with this Aphelios pick coming out. I think what I'd like to see from Suning is maybe just go back to more traditional mid laners. Sure, the casting was good. Angel did fine in lane, was able to get pressure side lanes, but he still didn't have a massive impact that we would like to see. We have seen both teams stray away from Azir this series. It's been Angel's most played this split, and I feel like it has a pretty solid time into champions like Hecarim and Rel, but not the best time into the Varus. So honestly, I just really like Top Esports' first 3 picks. I was saying it earlier, I feel like Varus is a very underutilized and under-respected champion in this meta with a lot of versatility.
Yeah, the versatility and build path, right, especially. So with the first 3 picks already laid out, Top Esports start banning away the mid lane is yet to be picked up from Angel. Kassadin we saw last game, that wasn't really the cause for the win, but still helped nevertheless. While Suning solo lane bans here, Knights Orianna, the Quinn, and the Renekton response from Top Esports, so we aren't going to see either sides of the matchup, means different picks up in that top lane.
Yeah, and Suning are going to bring out the Sylas. It is technically a flex. It can go either mid or top. We've actually seen Bin play it top once this split. I think it was in week 1 or 2. It was very early on, but it can get punished in lane. Doesn't have the easiest time. This does open up just a plethora of ranged options coming out from the side of TS. We could see the Rise come out, the Azir we already highlighted for the side of Suning, but that is something even TS could go towards. Do lock in the Rise, and I think the Jace is the expected pickup as well.
Okay. I'll talk to you a little bit about the composition in front of us here for Top Esports in a second, Lyric, because there's a lot to dissect. But on the side of Suning, It feels like you've got strong side laners here as a potential if this Irelia is locked in. Something that we have seen a couple of times against the Jace to try and skill the matchup.
And that's the thing, right? You have the Tahm Kench in the bottom lane. Once we get into the mid game and you're going to start playing more of this transition of like hovering towards sides, SUNING will always be able to answer. Camille will go into the same vein. So it's going to be a really interesting battle with a lot of like side lane pressure to get on Dragon first coming out, right? Ryze versus Silas, Jace against Camille. Very volatile matchups in both solo lanes.
I'm seeing a lot of poke, though, on the side of top esports, right? Varus could go towards the lethality route. I think, again, you talked about the versatility with Ryze and especially the Jace. It feels like Cars's job, alongside Draw, is going to keep them at arm's length.
Oh, and I think that's a good point, right? The poke coming out from both Jace and Varus, a very good answer into the Tahm Kench Aphelios. Aphelios wanting you to run into him. Jackie 11, 369 able to stay at arm's length. Not even the tankiest composition, right? Tahm Kench in the bottom lane, not going to get the most items. He's a support, doesn't get that much money. And then you have Udyr in the jungle. So I think Lethality Varus would be the expected pickup coming out from Jackie Love. You have enough DPS in your mid lane with the Ryze, and then damage from Jace to follow it all up.
And I also love that you touched on the side lane priorities, right? And how volatile it can be for both these teams. Remember, we have a Silas going up against Ryze. You can steal the Realm Orb and you can match for Camille's sake. Especially when Camille's in the LPL do often tend to get priority from their team.
Yeah, and it's because, right, you're a melee champion, especially in this matchup going against the range. It's all about, you know, fighting, trading HP, bringing your jungle up, because you not only provide CC, you also have burst for that 2v2. So for the side of SUNING, I think it's very clear that they want to play towards the top half of the map.
Well, sir, either way, it's going to be exciting, right? Let's see if SUNING can hit that top side, and let's see if top esports can utilize the poke. We're going into a Game 3 where both individual games so far have been a bit of a throw, ladies and gentlemen. But hey, Game 3, fresh start, fresh slate. Let's hear those Jar yells. You and I know that the crowd wants this to go to the distance. Everyone who's watching here tonight, they beg for the Game 5, and hey, maybe it'll go the distance. We really think it does after what we've seen so far. Quick look across the rift right now. Karsa has gone for Ignite Hecarim instead of Ghost, instead of Flash. No mobility, only death.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at both compositions, right, they're very similar. You have two top sides that kind of like want to jump into each other. Sure, there's going to be more poke coming out from the side of TS, but range of mid-range mage. You have Ra on the bot side, you have Hecarim. So I think kind of indexing into more damage is fine for the side of TS. Is SUNING this time going to be the ones to find the counter jungle? And I think this is good, because for the side of TS, I think you also want to play around your top side. Sure, you do have damage and like the ability to trade and fight in bottom lane with Varus and Rel, but I think your job is to make sure that volatility in the top lane matchup doesn't come through. Your bottom lane's going to do fine anyway. You're going to have the poke bars. He's going to do great in that lane regardless. It's let 369 have the good matchup, combo together with Ryze, and then set 369 up to succeed.
I mean, as you said, for SOFM here starting on this side, maybe pause that point. Junglers are going to meet at level 2. SOFM spots out Karsa, and Karsa spots out SOFM. So he just backs away and might be going to his own jungle.
I mean, red buff and Ignite, I do not think SOFM wants to mess with him, especially when Knight's pushing. We see 369 is pushing. That would be 100% a losing battle, but still, he's the winner, right? He comes out with a 2-camp advantage. Karsa didn't even clear his Krug, so if he does want to get more farm, we'll have to start pathing down. Looks like he's going to try to utilize his priority into putting some pressure onto SOFM, but SOFM just clearing a bit too fast.
He leeched mid-wave to get level 3, so Karsa now has the Rampage, or rather devastating charge. SOFM walking up to this top lane. Big wave here for 369 as that hookshot, wallshot forces the flash. There's the teleport from Knight, who was walking up anyway. Lyric, is this a dive, or is Knight just here to buddy up?
I don't think they're able to dive. Angel has TP, as we're seeing now, and SUNING want to counterpunch.
It's 3 minutes into the game. Counterpunch this early on. It's unheard of, as they just go straight onto the Uni into Karsa. Hand delivery. Everyone loves Uber Eats. As Angel flashes away, he's got to get out of there.
And they look for that counterpunch, but once again, SOFM runs in. Angel is just coming off the TP, isn't able to follow up yet. Knight's like, hey, I'll get my Flux onto you. I'll get the CC down, and they're just able to blow him up. So despite the fact that Karsa should have been down some camps, finds more camps, also finds a kill as well. And when we were saying, hey, you want to get your top lane in a good position, the fact that 369's also up a full wave is feeling magnificent.
Yeah, this is a big start, right? As I don't feel like it's going to stop. Draw is linking up with Kasi yet again, Attract and Repel. There's the crush down with the Ferromancy. Is SOFM in trouble? He burnt the flash before. Help from the bottom lane, though, as Karsa starts spinning, but Ignite's down. The Hecarim pays off with his summoner choice, as on the back end, Angel a little bit slow. On gets knocked up, though. It's a kill for Love. Top Esports biting the bullet a little bit too hard, but Dwall's still here. A double kill for the Varus as Huanfeng getting layered down on. And boy, oh boy, did you miss the LPL.
And I just love the pathing coming out from Karsa. Walk straight towards the bottom scuttle. He knows where that's going to be, but Hysterics, we never have any time. Bin's on the flank.
Yeah, Dwall is so low as well, but he kind of comes off the wall. Jackie Love gets stunned up. They want to kill the 80 carry, and Bin will get the shutdown at 4.5 minutes into the game.
I mean, so far, I think it's just overall a marvelous start for the side of TS because look at the waves, right? SUNING are still bleeding out. They're trying to send Angel up to answer so Bin can catch waves in mid. But I feel like an important note about this game is I feel like this is the closest drafts have been in this series so far. Both game 1 and 2, I definitely favored SUNING's drafts in both scenarios. You know, we walked Y through in both of those games. They were still incredibly close. Top Esports won game 1, almost won game 2. And this time around, TS doing a great job playing around their prio so far, abusing SOFM in this early game. And they have 3 pushing lanes right now.
They do. Look at the minion wave, especially in this bottom lane. Knight even moving as well. Karsa's here. Huanfeng saved his flash and cleanse, but On has nothing. Jackie Love has the help of Draw as it's 4 versus 2, dive commencing. SUNING are making the rotation, but the crash down perfect. On gets locked down. He's the first to go. Huanfeng under the turret forces Knight to flash away, but it's already a double for Karsa. Now, the escape plan commences as Bin and Angel have a lot of gap close. Lyric, I'm not sure about this one. As they go in and Jackie Love starts DPSing down. Hookshot, wall shot away. Angel with the ascend away as well. And abduct, excuse me. It's Angel who re-engages with the Kingslayer. SOFM is pivoting around the idea. The Attract and Repel at the ready. Gets a stun onto the jungler, but Jackie Love still auto-attacking. SOFM goes to his death. Bin comes back in, but I think he's baited Angel too. It's a 5-1 Hecarim. And On and Huanfeng, they died before the fight. They're back
Hysterics.
alive again.
It's 6 minutes. It's a 4K gold lead.
Graviton, Bin. Okay. All right. Top Esports going back in. Huanfeng and On are just like, dude, this is Elo hell. Get us out of here. It's a 4K gold lead at 6.5 minutes.
And you know the best part is 369 just playing PvE in the other 2 lanes.
Yeah.
He pushed in top wave, he walked mid, pushed in mid wave, and now he is back top. 369, just looking at his face, too. It's like he doesn't even know what's going on.
He's just playing Farm Simulator up in the top lane. And we'll look at this again because, man, Huanfeng and On just biting the bullet, I guess.
I mean, they built the wave. They have push in mid. Karsa's already on bot side. I think the interesting part is what you highlighted. We see the 2 soul laners already moving down. I think SOFM should have moved down instead of crashing the wave in mid because they did a great job here as TS of keeping formation. Draw is still full HP, forcing them off. And then SUNING still keep trying to come in, but again, really good kind of posturing coming out from TES. They keep them at bay. Knight and Karsa waiting to go in until low health bars come out, and SUNING just keep diving in, but ooh, we're getting an invade.
I can't take this. Lyric is over the wall. They just got baited into a rel. It's a 7-1 Hecarim who just got his 2-man onslaught of shadows. Rise now getting the stacks as well. Huanfeng spat out over the wall, and On is like, just kill me. Make it stop as Knight's on the chase. Huanfeng trying to get an escape path going, but Knight, does he have the movement speed? Yes, he does. 307, 7-1 and 5, and 369 just like, what's going on down there?
Hysterics. The fastest game of playoffs so far is 17 minutes and 20 seconds. SUNING versus LNG. Can Top Esports beat it?
What a challenge. We started this series with an interpiece. Now it's just absolute bonkers dominance, man. There's not much more to say than, you know, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Game 3 has been great, but it feels like it's all over now.
Like, look, He has Turbo Chem Tank while SOFM is sitting on 2 Ruby Crystals. What do you do? Any skirmish, any 2v2, any 3v3, Top Esports just win. There's no like, hey, this angle needs to go right or they need this flank. No, they just win unless they literally run it down.
It's games like this that you get in solo queue that you wish that Riot put in a 10-minute FF, right? Like, you're like, 15 minutes is too long, man. The game's gonna end by then, so... Especially with Carson going for this Rift Herald, remember, he can use to abuse this any single lane. Top lane, mid lane, because Bin's been out of lane so long. 369 is 3 levels up. 50 CS up. He hasn't been a part of this game. Again, Farming Simulator, great game, but haven't really seen it on the Rift in a long while.
That's the thing, right, is we were talking about earlier, like, hey, you know, this is going to be like a battle of side lanes. Jace, Camille, Silas, Ryze, both like very mobile junglers who can look for picks. Tom Kench, Abyssal Voyage into the side. Top Esports lanes are just all ahead now. They're going to win all isolated lanes, all side lane scenarios, even maybe at numbers disadvantages with certain champions. They'll be able to fight.
I love that SOFM's so ambitious that he's looking for a counter play up in this top side. And to his credit, even though he's 0-4, SOFM is still the same level as Karsa. But then again, Karsa has been farming kills, so a little bit of a different story this game. As Knight Lyric, you know, he's joining the party as well. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready to go. This is gonna be a topside 3v3. Angel's making his way up now.
SUNING say never die, right? The Angel's going in. He flashes away. There's the Onslaught of Shadows. Karsa goes in but takes no damage. Return Onslaught, and yeah, we knew this was gonna happen. Nice little ulti to get 369. He's like, guys, come on. I just want one of the kills. While Knight picks up one of his own. Bin now against the turret, and Knight is level 8. So as this wave crashes in, just wait.
He's done for. He's done for Hysterics.
But how can he outplay it? Karsa against the wall. He's rooted down, and Pony runs away. Knight now, kill number 5.
And it just comes down to stats difference. You know, we saw it all started. You highlighted it. They're not doing any damage to Karsa. 369 did jump in as well, so they realized, hey, we're going to turn on to Jace. We're going to pick him off, but still ends up being a 3-for-1 in the end. 16-3. 7 to 8K gold difference at 10 minutes. This is why Top Esports have the average gold difference of 2.5K at 15 minutes.
True.
Because they have some games that are like this that distort it.
That are just so insane. You ask, what's going on? I mean, Knight has a Magize at 10 minutes of the game with 5 stacks.
We have Knight Magize. I feel like we haven't seen this in a while. This was every game last year.
Do you remember? Knight was so far ahead of the curve, and this is why it's been disappointing this year, because Knight hasn't been like, holy crap, mid-diff in a long time. And granted, this game has really skewed perception as to what lane was diff when this was a riffy diffy. And Knight is now in a position where he can mid-diff Angel indefinitely for the rest of this game on this rise.
Right, to be fair to that point, it does feel like it's a lot been about the meta, to where last year, I remember we had Akali, we had LeBlanc, we had Silas. This year it's been about Orianna, Azir, Victor, we've had Corki in there. It's like, you know, you look at players like Knight and Rookie's laning stats, they're still super high. They're still consistently dominating their lanes, like players like this, but we're not seeing the same pop-off of any of them, I think, because of champion pools, but, you know, getting back to this game, 369 might finally go down. Doesn't flash, though.
He flashes away, SOFM will get the stun, but it's double TP immediately. Boys, we gotta get out of there. Slowed down, and SOFM knows he made a mistake at 369, saying, yeah, finally got a kill.
You know, does have that 4-kill participation as Karsa looking to trade mid lane, even though no one's nearby. But hey, you're 8-1-7 on the Hecarim. It actually doesn't matter. Jaw's here to follow up.
Onslaught of Shadows eaten up in the nick of time. Jaw might just be the feeder, but that's a 3-man Magnet Storm with a Tractor Repel. Karsa's like, you're on your own. You're not a real horse, and Angel will pick up that one.
You know, I realize there's so much action going on. I'm starting to call some of the action too, because it just doesn't end. Oh!
After you, Lyric. I thought you were going to take this one. Nice flash away from Bin, and yeah, Jackaloff's pretty big.
Sorry, Hysterics.
Yeah.
That one sentence was all you get from me today.
Hey, that's okay. That's a blessing in itself, right? Hey, there's one Fongin on. Jackalove actually flashed, so that's good for SUNING. But it is a 10k gold lead, so that's not good for SUNING. We'll have to find out what happens next. It's like watching an episode of Seinfeld. You get it, it's hilarious, but you're like, you know, maybe 20 minutes is not enough. I feel like watching 50 minutes of this would be absolutely fantastic. Of course, I joke, that's a jest. This game's over in 10.
I also love how, despite their advantage, they have not turned ever at 13 minutes in this game to take Dragon at any point. because they're not looking for Dragon Hysterics. They just want more kills. They want more gold. You know, if you can get the game to a point to where you have 2 items and your enemy has none, Dragons don't matter.
I have to quickly apologize. Seinfeld's a really great shot. I don't mean any diss on that. I've lost my brain because this is a 21 kill game. 13 minutes in.
Wait. I thought you were complimenting Seinfeld.
No. That was I'm not sure. I shouldn't have said anything, Lyric. First rule of casting: believe everything you say is correct. So.
Well, we're finally going to see the game kind of get back to a state of normalcy. Top Esports do have 3 towers. We already know we're going to see both Jace and Ryze pushing up those side lanes. At this point, I think they both beat either Soul Laner on the side of Suning with the advantage they have. We want to see them start pushing in towards the top side jungle, send Karsa, JackeyLove, and Jawal through mid, enter through mid river, get some deep wards down, and then start using that side lane pressure to find picks. On the side of Suning, they want to do what we saw them do before, right? Bring over on, bring SOFM, play towards either side lane, and look to get a numbers advantage catch out on someone, and slowly hope to rein in this gold disadvantage.
Hopefully, but at the end of the day, against Top Esports, it looks pretty near impossible. 369 doesn't do too much damage. JackeyLove does, though, so keep an eye on this Dustblade of Varus, who right now pushing into the inner turret mid with the control from Top Esports so obvious across the map. 21k gold is all Suning have at 15 minutes. And Angel and Huanfeng have the most of it due to CS, due to the kills.
Look,
oh my
look
god.
At in CS.
Well, Chains of Corruption time on. Slowly will become off. 369 will help push this turret as Draw walks up as well. Now, Bin can flank, but I think Bin will die as he goes in. So that's just really the question of balance, isn't it?
Yeah, this is one of those, one in like 20 games in the LPL where...
This is an open mid, Lyric, let's be honest, The enemy team's already typed it.
This is realistically Suning hoping TS make mistakes. I mean, they're trying to posture for this fight, but the rest of Top Esports members are in mid. They can very easily collapse. They probably found a pick onto SOFM.
Yeah, he's against the wall. Flashes open, but he's dead anyway. And Huanfeng, get me out of this nightmare. He runs away, tail between his legs. Top Esports now. It's inner turret. And Karsa, he picked himself up a Rift Herald, so he can just go push towards an inhibitor.
And you could tell Suning aren't even too sure what they need to do in this situation.
It's happened, though. Bin onto the back line. 369, hammer time. And, man, great song, by the way. Angel running against the turret. Karsa's soloing him out. He drops the Ignite, but the ult kind of missed. As Realm Warp flying in from Night Angel gets the healing off the Kingslayer. Karsa deciding whether to go in fuller than that. And Top Esports, they have low health bars, but no one died.
Hey, but like we said, this series so far has been like a game of Russian roulette, right? You never know what's going to happen on the next game. Never know. It could be the complete opposite. Top Esports getting maybe lucky like 4 times in a row that Suning just made the most unfortunate decisions you could possibly make. We're going to see a replay here, but I think this goes to show what I was talking about. I don't think Suning actually kind of have an idea of what they're supposed to be doing in this position. How many games have you scrimmed where at 6 minutes you're 5k down, right? So it seems like they're kind of hoping for any pick they can find. They're still grouping up. They're still posturing and being where Top Esports are pressuring. And every time we just see Top Esports able to kind of stat check them, go in. They don't even really need to ever burn abilities. We've seen so many times where because Suning are unsure what to do, they walk into TS. They don't need to use Realm Warp. They don't need to use the Hecarim ultimate, and they just get wiped.
And while it feels like it could have been like a 15-minute win here, Top Esports are just slowly breaking down, right? Like, they have a lot of poke, and Suning, I guess, have a lot of disengaged, Lyric. Like, it's hard for them to get near these turrets.
It definitely is, and, you know, we're going to see TS still slow it a bit down, which is kind of nice. About, like, 5 minutes ago, right? It was just endless action. Now it's about, hey, push in the side, get the deep vision, rotate back and forth between lanes. Now they're going to use this Herald. I think unless they find a pick, they should be able to get an inhibitor, and then they'll probably back off to take the Dragon. But with SOFM showing in mid, they might even just push more turrets.
Oh, Herald's too low to get a Dancing Herald at this point. That's everyone's goal. But Herald will get the next charge as Graviton flies through One more auto, and unfortunately, Kent will take it away. But Top Esports, Nexus turret down at 18 minutes in the game. They're not going to go for the end here, but they're going to keep poking out as SOFM wants the ward, but Caster says no. Not even that. As he gets feared away, crashed down on goodbye SOFM. Now, they're going to try and end the game.
Yeah, they're going to go for it. They have numbers advantage. I think Suning, there isn't much they can do.
In 18 minutes, Luke. 18 and a half minutes, brother. And you're talking about Onefong, because Onefong has the hope, but the flash forward from Knight, the AoE, the poke coming out, they're on the fountain, and this one they can't throw away, Lyric, to take them to match point. This was over at 5 minutes in the game. Top Esports match point.
You know, sadly, it's like a minute, like 30 off from being the fastest game in playoffs, and about like 3 minutes off from being the fastest game in LPL history. But, you know, we got an 18-minute game. We'll still take it. We all expected that we were in for a long night. Yeah. And, I mean, where do we even start with this game, right? We got the shenanigans early around topside where it looked like it was a good start for Suning, right? They're invading topside of the jungle. Karsa has no idea. But Karsa is winning lanes, so he counteracts, invades the enemy. Then, you know, we see the plays around topside. SOFM once again goes in too early before his other laners follow up. He then dies. Karsa pats towards bottom. They kill him there. And then a sequence of event of like dive into Suning posturing to fight, into jungle invade, into another like mid lane play. It was just absolutely ridiculous.
And it was just crazy that was over so quickly. But I love that Suning were willing to double down, right? Like they were so far behind. They're like, you know, we're going to keep going, keep making the play, and hopefully it comes back. We get some shutdowns. But it was so minimal as a 19-minute finish. In a playoff series that dictates who is going to be top 4, who's going to go off to face against EDG, and Top Esports are like, yeah, it's probably going to be us because that was an absolute slaughter.
That's the thing, right, is we need to highlight that this is the last match in LPL playoffs that is not like before double elim. If you lose right now, you are just out, you just go home. But if you win, you will face EDG. Even if you lose to EDG, you then get a second chance to prepare, try to come back stronger, and still win the whole event.
That's right. So you get more options, and you know, Top Esports, like so far, let's give a caveat that if you've just tuned into this series and you've seen Game 3, don't assume that Games 1 and 2 were either like this or in any way cut and dry. They were not. They were big throws. And this one, I mean, it's good to see that on one side, Top Esports had the initiative and they knew how to finish that game. But more importantly, Top Esports got the game to that point where it was just through their dominance.
That's the thing, right, is we talked about the plays that were made. After that point, we're coming 10 minutes into the game or even lower where Karsa has Mythic while SOFM's only on 2 Ruby Crystals. It was pretty much done. Yeah,
we threw that one in the water quite early. Ladies and gentlemen, match point for Top Esports is the way. We'll see what happens as we come back for game number 4 in this series.
Keep himself safe, and the rest of the team now arriving in the fray. Zip goes down as Nuguri is on the chase. He's charging along with his flaming sword. He wants to cut them to size. I don't think he can close the gap. In they go with the Gale Force to take them down. Forge on 1 HP, but he's crit to fall. And a reheal. He doesn't have that unbreakable will. He already used it, and he's taken down for the triple.
God damn, I love the new FPX. Should and will are 2 very, very different words. As you can see, WE, they're trying to push themselves in. They know it's a 4v4. If they catch someone out, if they catch Wink out, he doesn't have anywhere to go. They jump in, Hexagon will let him, and a 3-man Shockwave is a perfect combination. They can't get the lilting lullaby. They can't get anything else going for them, and Team WE will mop the floor with IG. Perfect engagement. The rookie is here. They're going to use the TP from the Shy. He has got ultimate as well. Will flash in, pulverize Mako, trying to make up for that first game. The Shy is there. Actually, interesting interaction there. Gets the knock up, and they go straight in. Flandre is going down, but so is Rookie. They're trying to see if Lucas can get anything else down. They do get the Orenborn out. Puff goes in. He has got the Inferno trigger. Puff gets 1. Puff gets 2. Puff gets 3. And Puff keeps the game alive for IG. Back while this dragon's being taken. Now the TP being committed here by Scout. Does not have the Shrima shuffle just yet. They're going to try and commit to this one on top of the Dragon. They get in, but they do not get the Dragon. That's third Drake here for EDG as the fight ensues. The rest of EDG trying to keep themselves alive. It is Bubi who falls, but they trade it for JJ. Massive three-man knockup. It's a quadra kill out of nowhere for Viper, and they're going to try and gift him over to the Penta. They are going to give him over to a Viper. Gets himself a Penta kill.
Flash for himself, and the rest of the team needs to get in and protect him. It's going to be Carcer to go down, starting the fight. In goes 369 onto 5, but the rest of the team's not here. In comes Dracula with the bomb onto everyone. Do they have the damage to finish kills? The answer is yes, as down goes Viper, and Dracula has his moment in the sun. It's time to shine, baby. Trouble though, has to flash, stunned against the wall, but he's far away, so they can't commit to the play. FBX trying to start the Drake up as Breathe gets aggressed upon by LWX. Might just be able to survive, but he misses the Vanguard's edge. And so huge stun onto LWX and Baseline trying to finish off the kill onto the AD carry.
Maybe they sent a little bit too far forward. Trade 1-for-1. I kind of feel like that's a little bit more worth for Team WE. Whoa! Jomong going in far, far too deep, but the fight will ensue. Missing, trying to go in there. They not get the shuffle off. It's a double here for triple for Viper.
And this is what I was saying. If there's a pick, then it just goes out the window. As Lila, he's trying to time it, and Wooming's committing as well. OMG say, all right, let's fight then. But Angel picks up yet another kill. Golden as SOFM absorbs the damage from the rest of the team. But the shuffle out, the interaction perfect. This is why they gave this pick to Angel, as it's a quadra kill. And you know what? It's Penta time for this mid laner. Killed by Haro. With 26 HP to go, he drops down as well. And Rogue Warriors now have to survive from Jackie Love, who gets 2 onto the third. Jackie freaking Love, man, even though they originally lost the Baron.
Do anything, but they have the Rift Heralds. They might look to go for an engage in mid, try to take that turret. Brian clears the way, so they won't quite just get it, but a Magnet Storm is insane on top of the lilting lullaby. That was beautiful.
I left my heart in a hotel room. But when I try to explain, I got no excuse. I would've changed my ways if back then I knew that I'd be lying all alone, 'cause I was lying to you. You put on quite a show, let everybody know that you're here alone tonight. You should come back to mine, and let's pretend that we're still young.
我觉得我们队伍的话要改变的还是一些中期的指挥问题吧，因为我觉得我们队伍在前期一些优势已经能够，我们才能在前期拿到很多优势，然后我们只要中期的运营稳住一下，然后我们想把后期团战也打好的话，就很好，更好发挥我们队伍的一些长处吧。我们队伍的话肯定是想要拿到季后赛冠军的吧，就不管是我们队伍每个人或者我自己，大家都想要拿。
Or if it's even better, you don't even get to the mid game, you just win in the early game and it's over in 90 minutes flat, as it was for game number 3 for Top Esports. I'm Asterix, I'm joined by Lyric to my left or right. He's over in the States.